She snaps her mask shut, lands right in front of them, and proceeds to violate. Slap, elbow to the head, grabs two niggas by the throat, chucks them on their teammates, striking them out.
My name is General Zod. I come from a faraway ocean of stars. Y'all got 24 hours to hand over this dude named Kal-El, or I'm going to light this planet up.
So after Earth gets threatened by General Zod, the FBI scoop up Lois Lane like she's America's most wanted. All because she wrote an article about this mystery alien. She tries dipping her way out at the back but gets snatched by the FBI at the front. She really thought she was slick. After they cuff her, Clark basically turns himself in. He rolls up to the desert and all these soldiers got every weapon imaginable aimed at him, as if that's gonna do anything. They do realize he can vaporize all of them if he sneezes wrong, right? But nah, he's just here to cooperate. These 4 soldiers walk him into custody and they really need a kickback. Someone gotta tell him they might end up like those sorry inmates in Hancock if Clark changes his mind. The soldiers end up taking Clark back to the desert and the Kryptonians pull up. We'll be taking Clark and oh yeah, bring Lois as well. Listen, I don't know why they wanted her, but this dude from Law and Order looked mad confused. Just hand her ass over before they nuke the entire planet. She is not worth 8 billion people. Anyways, Lois agrees to go with them and they head straight to the mothership. We've been looking over the galaxy for you, gang. So I'm guessing you're General Zod. Not even 2 minutes on that ship and Clark starts feeling woozy. He falls down just before passing out. This is probably how all the girls feel after drinking anything around Rick Ross.
Put Molly all in her champagne. She ain't even know.
Yeah, I don't know why he ain't in jail. The reason why Clark was feeling like this was because the ship was running on straight up Krypton's conditions, and Clark's been soaking up Earth's atmosphere all his life. His body basically short circuits the second it stops getting its usual solo power, leaving him weak and gasping like Rod Wave after walking 30 miles. So after Clark passes out, he ends up in this dream sequence PowerPoint presentation, the courtesy of Zod. That's where the big bad spills out his master plan. Once he snags the codex, which by the way is basically the genetic blueprint of all Kryptonians, he's gonna terraform Earth into the new Krypton. In other words, he was about to flatten Earth, rewrite its atmosphere, and rebuild his home turf right on top of ours. My guy really said f*** Earth and f*** them humans too. But Carl wasn't about to let that happen. He didn't snitch about where the codex was. He ain't want Earth to get vaporized because we got too many baddies. Coco Jones, SZA, Ice Spice before Ozempic, Zaya Wade. Ain't no way we're losing all that in one hit. But the general was destined to find that codex, so he flies back down to Earth to look for the baby ship Kal arrived in. Meanwhile, Jor-El, Clark's Kryptonian's dad, helps Lois escape the mothership. And I can't lie, she nearly died like 3 times. But Jor-El leads her to a pod and she gets out. Clark finally regains his powers, and this must have been the best feeling ever. This is probably how the Lakers felt after finding out they got Luka this morning for a bag of chips and some crumbs. So Lois was coming in hot, straight fire, literally. Clark had to lock in and become Superman. Nigga flew damn near at the speed of sound, catching up and smashing through the pod's glass, saving Lois. But that just had me thinking, why didn't he do that to save his human dad? Like, come on gang, Pop's foot was trapped in the car for a minute just to save a little ugly ass dog, and Clark literally just stood there and was like, So anyways, Commander Zod and his goons pull up to Clark's house looking for the codex. Ma Kent was standing her ground though, but Faora-Ul wasn't having all that. She grabs Martha by the throat trying to choke the life out of her. They find the ship hidden in the garage, but the codex wasn't there. Where is it? Where is the codex? Threatening an old lady is diabolical. Nigga must have forgot. This is Superman's mama. He turns around and boom, Superman spears him through the cornfield, straight into the factory, then all the way back into the grass, and then starts yamming his face. Yank, 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 yank. Dude must have eaten like 20 face shots. Damn. Next thing you know, Supes goes flying right through the gas station, blowing it sky high. As soon as Zod stands up, he realizes everything's a blur. He stumbles around, totally disoriented. Kinda like mosquitoes biting Magic Johnson back in '96. What did you do to me? Yeah, fuck nigga. You're powerless without that mask. Now I'm about to roll you up. Bro looks up and pop, gets blasted by the Kryptonians. They scoop up their commander, toss him back in the ship because I mean, my boy can't breathe. He's out here suffocating with that busted mask. Nah, for real, cause tell me how I'm so slippery with no air. Yeah, that was childish. That was childish. Everyone is scrambling for cover the second they see this Kryptonian duo strolling down the street. This was NBA teams facing Bron and D-Wade back in Miami. Just as Clark's about to slide, the military pull up deep.
Don't hold back. Kill all 3 aliens. Over.
The soldiers start lighting the block up. Superman and Faora dip out of the line of fire, but my nigga here catches a stray, smacking him straight into a pole. Nah, cause they lack. They should have never done that. Because once he stood up, you can tell he was big mad. Homie full on charges and jumps right onto the jet, snatches the pilot by the neck, and that's all she wrote. The Jets decides to spin back. For what reason? I wish I can tell you. Faora side-eyes the Jets while they spin back. And just by her look, you knew she was about to do something crazy. She tries to leap onto the second jet, only to get speared by Clark at max speed. I'm pretty sure this is the same shit that happened to Speed at the Royal Rumble. They crash straight through IHOP, and I don't care what the camera angles apply. Somebody definitely went to see the man above. Ain't no way everybody survived that impact. Clark's out here looking at his old buddy from school, but before he can say what's good, pop, he gets rocked on his back. He tries to rush Faora again, but she weaves out the way, and look at his face. He's in disbelief. No way she dodged that. Who is this? All that hype for what? You're not as strong as they say. Yeah, Superman wasn't feeling all the disrespect one bit, so he starts throwing hands. But Faora just cracks him in the jaw so hard. Nigga was out here kissing concrete. Oh, you must have been OP to the humans. But here's the thing, I ain't human, pussy. Clark tries to blitz her, but Faora just grabs him by the throat. Golly! Then slams him right onto the ground. Get your bitch ass up. She then just hurls him straight out the restaurant, all the way into another building on another block. And here's the thing, she ain't even used the front door. She flies through the roof. And I can't tell if this is aura farming, but that shit was tough. This can't be the Superman. This is the strongest DC character?
Me personally, I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
Superman locks in and zoom tackles her right through the wall, smashing into a truck and blows out the other side of the building. He tries to go for seconds, but she weaves that shit, sliding away quick. He tries blitzing her again, but gets snatched by the leg. Nah, putting Superman in a position like this is diabolical. These two then run a WWE play on the Man of Steel. This nigga picks Superman up, slams him on the ground, step back, boots the shit out of him straight into a clothesline. Like, ain't no way they're doing this to my goat. He tries to fly off, only to get yanked back down by the leg. So he snatches Faora and flies off, only to get slammed back down to earth by the Kryptonian with bounce. Did you just forget he just jumped on a jet? He tries giving him the Hulk smash, but Clark's spidey senses kick in, weaving out the way. But they were not finished. They start choking out Clark, triggering his heat vision, burning Fiora's hand and lasering the other dude all over the chest.
Engage all targets. What about the nigga in the red cape? Shoot them all.
So the chopper starts lighting up the block, and Brody here grabs a van and hurls it right at the chopper, sending one of the soldiers tumbling right out, screaming for their life, like their life just flashed by. Superman catches him mid-air because, you know, hero stuff, only to turn around and get rocked in the jaw. The chopper comes crashing down, but somehow they all survive. Don't ask me how. The military squad opens fire on Faora, but their bullets might as well be tickles. She snaps her mask shut, lands right in front of them, and proceeds to violate. Slap, elbow to the head, grabs two niggas by the throat, chucks them on their teammates, striking them out. Oh, but she was not finished. 3 more soldiers roll up, and I can't lie, this might have been the fastest 3-piece I've ever seen. Pop, 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 knocking them all out. Then she snatches the last guy and chokeslams the piss out of him. Ain't no way he's ever waking up. And while all this is going on, Clark is going one-on-one with the other Kryptonian. And nah, they're really throwing hands. Clark lands a mean 4-piece. Smack, 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 smack. Then grabs him by the collar, flies up, and slams him right into the trains. Boom! Blowing that spot up. Faora finishes squad wiping the soldiers. Only their commander is left, desperately firing his last bullets before pulling out his blade. He rushes in, but Clark speeds past, slamming Faora right onto the ground. Her helmet cracks and she starts suffocating. That should have been GG's, but bro gets an entire train slammed on his face. Nigga gets crushed right into another building. But Faora isn't safe either. She turns around and gets nuked, shaking the entire block. The Kryptonians take out the jet, come down and scoop her in and take off.